Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age of Empires 4 or Age Mythology Replay straight from the Live Games lobby. And I think I didn't actually select a multiplayer game or a ranked game because we got actual colors for these players, unless they change it so now you can choose your color. Either way, let's go ahead and get started. Spawn on the bottom right side as the gray Hades, we got ThunderBR. Spawn on the top left side as the yellow Freyr, we got ToreQ. Well, I butchered that name well enough. Either way, when it comes to map generation, something else as well. It's gonna be hard to see gray. Gray blends in this map so well. The town centers seem a little bit more towards not symmetrical to say the least. When it comes to relics of the map, over here we do have the dwarven calipers. Siege weapons are cheaper. We do have the blanket of Empress Zoe, going to more resistant siege weapons to go along with the cheaper siege weapons. Or against, the Titan's treasure makes the research of the next age 10% cheaper. And up north, we do have the chariot of Sabali, a pair of golden lines. One thing that notes out to me as well, the dwarven calipers. Cheaper siege weapons, 20% cheaper siege weapons is actually pretty nice. But the biggest thing noticed out to me is like, we got Freyr here. He can get an age 2 Asgardian Bastion with the right age up. And there's a research there that allows us to access the age 2 Ram, so that could be a possibility. Looks like Hades going for Athena to get access to Minotaur. And has a lot of the hero as well, Ajax. I'll be grabbing this relic here, the Titan's treasure. Cheaper age up is actually really nice. Of course, it won't be able to get the discount for this age, but that should be fine enough. It's what, 500 food? I forget the exact amount. 400 food. And got a late age up for Freyr. Of course, got Norm the Minotaur. If Gray realizes how quickly he got the age up, he should be in pretty good position. Of course, Freyr can always pop the Gillenburr Seti, or however you pronounce that. Let's see here. Olar gets access to Draugr. I think that also gives access to the Asgardian Bastions. Norm the Minotaur is camping that town center or settlement, so he may be trying to build a secondary settlement there. No villager here. Got 11 of Minos and the Achilles. Gray should probably get that down villager queue going. So this may be an oversight. Sizable oversight not having any villager queue going. We do now have, of course, a archery range not being built now. We got husbandry for all the goats to get a husband. More gatherers, herseers, of course, we got the Draugr. Maybe a good idea to pull out the Asgardian Bastion sooner rather than later if you just want a defensive structure. If you want aggressive, you're going to, of course, need some time supporting units to build it. Minotaur, ooh, gets a pretty good smash there on all the villagers. Trying back off there, trying to avoid the Herseer. Achilles, which way forward? Got Draugr here. Achilles just going to focus on the Draugr. Herseer should focus down the Minotaur, but the Minotaur does move faster. Ajax coming here and engage the Herseer at 7.7, 1 attack speed. Versus 8.8 versus 1.2. Draugr easily goes down to Achilles. Gray's taking a pretty good early lead, but does manage to evacuate the villagers. Got hit pretty hard there. Berries do collect up slower than other food sources, than other like natural meats, but it, of course, is much safer. The health seems a little bit higher. This is a bit scattered health. Toxidae is now in the build queue, throwing Axemen as well, which throwing Axemen will not be super great at the moment. They are a counter infantry unit, but archers are not considered infantry, nor are the Greek heroes. Toxidae will get a bonus damage versus the throwing Axemen, since they do bonus damage multiplier versus infantry. He can pull out, if seeing the Toxidae, he could pull out Asgardian Bastion, get some Huskarls. Huskarls are counter archer for the Norse. Freyr has a lot more options available into Age 2 with the Asgardian Bastion, which he is not up on the field. Takes a very long time to autocomplete. You can always assist building it with your melee or with your infantry units. Minotaur heading around. No additional norms to plot in field. That's generally the norm. And now we do have a watchtower. Freyr does have his automatic villager queue going, so the reduced economy for yellow is offset by the fact the reduced number of villagers by gray, so I suppose it's equal at the moment, but that's gray's issue is more of just his own fault. While in Age of Empires 3, it does make sense sometimes to cut villager production, because villagers cost about 100 resources, 150, and so they're actually a bit more expensive. In comparison to the military units in that game, they also cost about 100, if not a little bit more and or less. While in this, in most other Age of Empires game, 50 resources is a decent amount, but Hoplite, for example, here it costs 90. I think overall the income is a little bit slower for Age 3. Asgardian Bastion now being deployed right there. Nexus Gold Deposit is actually pretty good. Also projects towards the deer. Only one or gazelles on the ground decaying. I have messed around some of my graphic settings, so I reduced some of the effects like shadows. Oh. Why was that fast forward? Because it's probably a live game. So, I think I've reduced the shadows a little bit too much. I'll try increasing a little bit more because I had trouble with some frame rate issues. Got some spearmen now engaging the raiders, or the hoplites engaging the raiders, which is pretty good for the hoplites. First, you just focus on the Minotaur, only send one to engage that. Restoration now being pulled up by Gray. Minotaur gets some healing if it lasts long enough. You got some healing, not a whole lot. Toxics can hit by the raiders. Raiders do bonus damage to range infantry units. We also do have Huskarl point of view. Huskarls do ×2 versus range use. They also have high pierce armor. Right now, 64. Ajax go down. Yellow did get quite a decisive fence there. Gray does get some shades. They're more of a constellation prize. They're not great, but they're free. 2 attacks here, so the attack really slow, but do hit pretty hard. So 7.2. Health is not great, so treat them as a human soldier, which also can be counted by heroes. But for a free unit, you can't really complain all too much. We've got the Sentinels there, so with the Raiders Precord, decided to pull out the Sentinels to get some extra defense going. Very nice. Sentinels are not a powerful unit, but they're just good, help protect against raiders. Additionally, they can be deployed around both town centers, villages, and fortresses. I think as well, seeing how spread apart out, they don't really have overlapping fields of fire, raising a lot of those losses here. The overlapping fields of fire is actually important, so it's not meant to even defend against armies, only meant to start defense against raids, so pulling it around fortresses and relying on that is actually a really bad idea. Because after all, you can see... I don't think there's any way for me to really pull up the range, can I? Try to pull up the range like you do in Age 3, but... One of these Sentinels, you can see here that they are effectively compared to a Toxidae. 20 damage, slower attack speed. And looks like Gray does back the game now. This is Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.